Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, you might want to turn me down a little. Welcome to day 2 of Wild West Showdown. This is my early morning voice.
Sexy.
We're going to start off this morning with the Lilac City Pixies of Spokane taking on the Greater Edmonton Junior Roller Derby Association.
It's too early for that much noise.
But thank you for keeping us awake. We're starting off here. We've got number 45, Ridiculous, jamming for Greater Edmonton. I do believe that is the Crusher jamming, picking up lead jammer for the Pixies. On the roster for the Pixies today, we've got 000 MT Soul, number 357, Pistol the Peacemaker. Number 5 is Hole Puncher. Number 126, we've got Pulchritude Punk. Number 13, Ginger Slap. Number 17, Malicious Intent. 25 is Alley Oops. Number 27 is Feisty. 5150, Lucky Harms. 54, the Crusher. Number 666, Slim Reaper. 007, Annihilate Her. 08, Piranha. And number 99, Irene Yo Neck.
And skating today for the Edmonton Juniors, we have number 13, Scream Soda. Number 01, Cookies and Scream. Number 24, Lemon Drop. Number 428, Kenny Chaos. 45, Ridiculous. 506, Molly Hatchet. 51, Punch Buggy. 55, Marilyn Monroe. 666, Shelly Helly. 75, Genosaurus Rex. 89, Emski Hammer. 911, White Poison. And MM9, Morgan Mayhem.
And we've got Lucky Harms as lead jammer for the Lilac City Pixies in a power jam, Lemon Drop in the penalty box. 5-point grand slam on the board for Lucky Harms. 3-on-4 pack advantage to Greater Edmonton. Lucky Harms gets pushed to the inside, is going to get recycled back and give it another go. She sees her opening on the outside, and there she goes. There's another 5-point grand slam on the board for the Pixies.
It was a really nice job by Lucky Harms to get back and get in quick before she got drawn back too far outside the pack.
Lucky Harms knocked to the inside again. He's going to go to the back of the pack, making sure to avoid any confusion for a cutting track penalty. And Lucky Harms calls off the jam. 18 points on that one for Lucky Harms. Oh, I'm sorry. That was 22 points on that jam for Lucky Harms. Who knew the fans from Spokane could be so rowdy this early in the morning?
And here we go, Malicious Intent up against Molly Mayhem for Edmonton. 4-on-3 pack advantage for the Edmonton Juniors.
Hole Puncher now out of the penalty box as well. Morgan Mayhem gets recycled to the back. Malicious Intent picking up lead jammer for the Pixies.
Shelly Helly getting the out of play call, getting a little bit more than 20 feet ahead of that pack and still engaging.
And Malicious Intent just sneaks right past the inside, picking up another 5 points. We've got Mayhem right on her tail. And she's going to give it another go as she gets to the front of the pack, puts 4 points on the board, and Malicious Intent calls off the jam. Lilac City Pixies in the lead, 31-2.
Yeah, it looks like Morgan Mayhem did pick up a couple points on that before it was called off. We got Ridiculous up against.
That's Irene Yo Neck.
Thank you. Ridiculous trying to get the jammer hit off the line. quite successful because it gives her lead jam as she races around turn 3.
Irene Yonek now through on her initial pass. And here comes Ridiculous into the pack. She gets past 2 Punk and she gets 4 points on the board for Edmonton. 4 more points for Irene Yonek right behind her.
Oh, looks like Irene Yonek is past Ridiculous and is coming around for yet another scoring pass as Ridiculous gets through and calls off the jam.
These Pixies are in it to win it this weekend. They have been inviting the adult girls from our neighborhood to come skate with them. They've skated against the Lilac City All-Stars and Spokaneables at their scrimmages, so they are practicing those big hits. And we've got the Crusher on the line for the Pixies, up against Lemon Drop for Edmonton.
It's got a 4-on-2 pack advantage for Edmonton. See if it works out for them. Oh, looks like Lemon Drop kind of got caught up in the pack, letting the Crusher get through for lead jam.
And there goes the Crusher through the pack again. That's 4 more points for the Pixies.
And Lemon Drop hot on her quads, picking up 4 of her own, and the Crusher calls it off. Now, you mentioned that Lilac City's been practicing with the adults. The Edmonton Juniors have been doing the same. They've got 3 leagues in their area. They put together an all-star team from all 3 leagues, Oil City, St. Albert, and Evil. And from what I understand, the juniors actually pulled out the win.
Very nice. Morgan Mayhem on the line for Edmonton. Up against Lucky Harms for the Pixies. Lucky Harms getting held up in the back while Morgan Mayhem quickly picks up lead jammer for Edmonton. I just have to stay. Can't see her on the monitor.
There we go. Morgan Mayhem with the grand slam. 5 big points for the Greater Edmonton Junior team. Looks like they've gotten the nerves out of their system and are working hard to start pick up those points. Another 4 points for the juniors.
Lucky Harms at that solid 3 wall at the front of the pack. Tiptoeing, keeping it in bounds, and she picks up the 4 points.
Looks like neither team realized that there was no pack being called. One off from each team for the out of play as Morgan Mayhem goes through, picks up another 4 big points for Edmonton, and calls off that jam. Aside, a bit of a shout out from some of our sponsors. DJ Rich Nice. Need a DJ? No, you need an amazing DJ who is guaranteed to bring high energy to your event. Find DJ Rich Nice on Facebook and drop him a line. DJ Rich Nice, the official mixmaster of the Slaughter County Roller Vixens.
Ridiculous on the line for Edmonton, up against Malicious Intent for the Pixies. And Malicious Intent lead jammer for the Lilac City Pixies. However, Ridiculous is not far behind.
Malicious Intent calling it off before she hits the back of that pack, keeping it as 0-0. Currently, the score sits Lilac City Pixies 47, Greater Edmonton Junior Derby Association All-Stars. We'll just call them Edmonton from now on, 28.
Do they go by Gerda?
We just call them the Edmonton Juniors.
Lemon Drop on the line for Edmonton, up against Irene Yonek for the Pixies.
Nice job by Shelly Helly to knock Irina Neck outside, forcing her to come back in. Shelly Helly re-engaging, but Irina Neck slips her check, gets through for lead jam.
Nice bump out of bounds by Piranha, keeping the jammer busy for Edmonton. Irene Yonek picking up a 5-point grand slam.
Yeah, it was a nice little spin move around Shelly Helly up at the front there to pick up that 5th point. Doesn't quite work out for her that time as her foot comes out, that she just decides to call the jam.
Genosaurus Rex on the line for Edmonton, taking on the Crusher for Lilac City.
I guess it's the first time this morning that we've seen Genosaurus Rex out there.
Definitely one of those names I remember from last year.
And there's Genosaurus through with lead jam. The Crusher, though, turning on the Jets, trying to keep on top of her. Genosaurus Rex gets through. Doesn't pick up any points. Calls off the jam, 0-0. Of course, we've got Coach Lime and Sour Cherry on the bench for the Edmonton Juniors.
Justin Sane and Tim the Enchanter over on the Lilac City bench. They brought their fan club too.
Lemon Drop up against Lucky Harms, Candy Cereal on the jam line.
She is little, but man, she is quick. Lucky Harms picks up lead jammer, Lemon Drop right behind her, and Lucky Harms decides to call off the jam. No points, either jammer.
How old is Lucky Harms? She's the size of my 10-year-old daughter.
Yeah. Is she the one? No, she's not. They have one gal on the team. I can't remember which one it is that does MMA and
Oh, really?
like medals in MMA.
Wow.
Yeah. But I think she's not. I think it was. I think it's. I can't remember.
Morgan Mayhem up against Slim Reaper. Slim Reaper, nice job of fighting off PO'd Piper. Pick up lead jam. Morgan Mayhem doing the same to get through that pack at Slim Reaper on her first scoring pass. 4 big points. Looks like she's going to try to chase down Morgan Mayhem. Picks up that jammer point. Nice defensive play by Lilac City.
Just steps right over that fallen blocker.
And there's Slim Reaper calling. I believe that was a 8-4 advantage in points for possibly 5-4 advantage for the Lilac City Pixies.
Ridiculous on the line for Edmonton up against Irene Yonek for the Pixies.
Are you looking for some merch? Check out fingersduke.com. Fingers Duke is more than your average screen printing company. They're a collection of awesome creative personalities working together. They utilize their diverse selection of talented professional artists, designers, and illustrators to provide the best and most original cutting-edge solutions for their clients' needs. fingersduke.com.
And Ridiculous has made easy work of grabbing that lead jammer. And she picks up a 5-point grand slam for Edmonton. And Ridiculous gets past 2 Punk, and she's picked up another 4 points for Edmonton. 4 points for Irene Yonek. Good blocking by the Pixies to make a path for Irene Yonek to pick up another 4 points through the pack. That's going to be the end of that jam.
So I just got word that Lucky Harms is 11 years old, so a year older than my daughter, who is also in junior derby. And the reason I had asked is because I was just looking at her, and she looks like about the same size as my daughter. It's just, I'm sure once Ruby Zoom catches a look of her, it's going to be an inspiration for her. Oh, we got a delay of game penalty. Seems someone did not report to the penalty box. We'll let the officials sort that out, and in the meantime, we'll talk about Washington Health Plan Finder. healthplanfinder.org, Washington Health Plan Finder, a new way to help you find, compare, and select a quality health insurance plan that is right for you, your family, and your budget. More people than ever before now eligible for low-cost or free health insurance. Middle-income and low-income individuals and families generally qualify. Health Plan Finder is the only way you can access these savings. Go to healthplanfinder.org or check out the booth on Track 1 right now. Or move to Canada.
Sounds like they're giving alley-oops 2 minutes in the penalty box. Wait for it.
All right, we've got Lemon Drop up against Malicious Intent as our jammers. Malicious Intent fighting that pink wall up the front. One more skater to beat. She makes it through and picks up lead jam. As Lemon Drop is recycled back to the back of the pack.
Tough pile up there with Molly Hatchet and Malicious Intent.
Well, Molly Hatchet getting the out of play call. We're called out of play. You get a little bit of a push from Shelly. Helly made the hit, but is going to sit in the box. So now with Punch Buggy standing in the box, two Edmonton skaters sitting in the box. We've got a 3-on-1 pack advantage, but looks like Lilac City wasn't paying enough attention, and we have Ridiculous as a lead jammer, but Lucky Harms up there giving chase. Malicious Intent through, picking up 4 points. Lucky Charms also picking up 3. It looks like there was a no pass, no penalty on that one, so only picked up 3 of the possible 4 points. Nice spin move by Lucky Harms, giving Ridiculous a chase. Oh, when she passes Ridiculous as she tries to do a little bit of defensive jammer action. Lucky Harms, one skater to get by with Punch Buggy, makes it through, picks up 4 big points. Malicious Intent also through, picking up 4 and calls off that jam.
Edmonton sneaking up on Lilac City. They're at 55-82. We've got Genosaurus Rex jamming for Edmonton up against Slim Reaper for the Pixies.
And later on, when all the booths open up, maybe check out Green Monster, greenmonster.com. Green Monster Roller Sports is a skate company whose total focus is to produce fresh ideas and innovative product designs to the roller skating market, specifically roller derby. We produce some of the best brands known in roller derby, including Antic Skate Boots, Reckless Wheels, Gumball Toe Stops, Moto Bearings, Heartless Agility Wheels, Astronauts, and Berserk Skate Wheels.
And we had a jammer race there, but Slim Reaper got knocked inbounds. And Genosaurus Rex is in the penalty box for back blocking. Power jam to Lilac City.
Wild West Showdown Saturday morning. Start off right. Get on over there to the Salad Shack. Let us feed you healthy. You want to let them feed you healthy. It doesn't quite work nice to let them.
And Slim Reaper picking up another 4 points.
Track 2. Check them out for some of those breakfast burritos.
Slim Reaper getting knocked around, but she's through, picks up the 5-point grand slam for the Pixies. That puts the Pixies at 100 points, ladies and gentlemen.
And Slim Reaper on another scoring pass, getting bumped to the inside. She does a really nice job of going down, but making sure she keeps her body inbound so she doesn't have to go out. But it looks like we've got number 89 from Edmonton, Emsky Hammer, picking up the forearm major on that hit. Janosaurus Rex out of the box, fighting her way through that wall of green up front. Picking it up 4 points out of the box. Slim Reaper through that pack again. 4-on-2 pack advantage. Looks like Edmonton's running into a little bit of penalty trouble, and it's not helping them out much. They were closing that gap a bit, and then they started to get into that penalty trouble. And as we all know, if you're not on the track, you can't stop those points.
And many points there were. That was a 32-point jam for Slim Reaper and the Lilac City Pixies.
Flat Track Revolution, Flat Track Run is run by Ringer and Slavia Majora out of Oakland, California, and Portland, Oregon. Ringer and Slavia are both skaters and total derby freaks and design geeks. Fueled by their two passions, they created FTR to revolutionize derby apparel. FlatTrackRevolution.com.
We've got the Crusher with lead jammer for the Pixies up against Lemon Drop, about half a track behind. 3-on-4 pack advantage to the Pixies, and there's 4 points on the board for the Crusher. Lemon Drop trying to work her way through the pack. Having a tough time getting past Malicious Intent and Annihilator. Pistol the Peacemaker in on it as well. Crusher through the pack one more time, and that's a 5-point grand slam for the Pixies. 4 points for Lemon Drop.
As the Crusher makes her way through, once again picking up another 4 points for the Lilac City Pixies. Malicious Intent not far behind, picking up another 4 points for Greater Edmonton.
She just kind of tiptoed through the inside of that one. And the Crusher's through again. There's 4 more points for Lilac City.
As Malicious Intent tries to get past that hit of Annihilator. Annihilator knocking her to the inside and forcing her all the way to the back. Looks like the Crusher was having a bit of a problem with that pink wall, but makes it through, picks up 5 more points, and calls off that jam. It's a 22-12 advantage for Lilac City on that last jam. Leaving the score at a 136 for Lilac City Pixies, 75 for Greater Edmonton. It's still a close enough game that this could go either way.
Ridiculous on the line for Edmonton up against Irene Neck for the Pixies.
All right, we've got a time issue, so I'm going to take this moment to talk about Fast Girl Skates, fastgirlskates.com. The first physical storefront specializing in roller derby equipment is owned and operated by Rat City Roller Girls La Petite Mort and Wiley Peyote. What's important to Fast Girl Skates is that you get the best skates for you within your budget so you don't waste time and money. They feel so passionately about this, if at all feasible, we are willing to travel to you to do so. They'll even bring stuff for you to try. If this is something that would be of interest to your league or team members, please just drop us a line or come on over and visit the booth right now. Dedicated to bringing the best service to the skating community, Fast Girl Skates offers tips and tricks for getting the most out of your gear. Check out their website for articles on everything from gear maintenance to getting faster on the track. I wouldn't suggest you stop by right now because it looks like the vendors are all still sleeping.
Lucky them.
I agree.
They just don't share our dedication, our love of the sport, that we would get up this ridiculously early.
They don't have Phil drawing up their schedule either.
Right. It's totally Phil's fault.
Actually, I think it's Paparazzo's fault. And don't forget, we have 2 after parties.
What?
Not 1, 2 after parties. We have one tonight. The after party tonight will be at Sticks and Stones Billiard Hall. This is an all-ages event, so any juniors that want to join in on the fun are welcome to attend. 2817 Wheaton Way, Bremerton, Washington. 360-377-2359.
And we're back in the action. We've got Ridiculous on the jamming for Edmonton up against Irene Your Neck for the Pixies. Ridiculous knocked to the inside, and there goes Irene Your Neck as your lead jammer for the Pixies. Ridiculous now has to get past Hole Puncher. She goes down out of bounds, but Hole Puncher went as well. Now Hole Puncher on her way to the penalty box, likely out of bounds blocking, I would imagine.
Ridiculous made it through, but did not pick up lead. I think I fell asleep on that one. I missed when lead was called. Oh, here we go. Molly Hatchet out there for the first time jamming. I heard she met some milestones recently. Got her 33 laps in 5 minutes, passing Rice Ball and Bradass for the Chinook City roller derby record.
Taking on Malicious Intent. So we've got Molly Hatchet and Malicious Intent on the line for this next jam.
And Molly Hatchet showing some patience, getting knocked to the inside, waiting, but it seems to have cost her as Malicious Intent gets through with lead jam.
Both teams with a blocker in the penalty box. Malicious Intent gets through the pack, puts up 4 points, and she calls off the jam.
So how many fans of Lilac City are there out there tonight? Or this morning? And what about Greater Edmonton?
They may be fewer in numbers, but they're louder than you Pixie fans.
They're happier because it's warmer here than in Edmonton. And we got Lucky Harms up there on the jam line. And a nice little jump to avoid that pile-up with Morgan Mayhem as the jammer for Greater Edmonton. Morgan Mayhem makes it through, picks up lead jam. Lucky Harms hot on her quads. Morgan Mayhem trying a little bit of defensive jammer action. Doesn't quite work out.
Nasty little pile up there.
Morgan Mayhem through with 4 points for Greater Edmonton.
Lucky Harms just getting bounced around in the pack.
And there, Morgan Mayhem through, picking up 5 points. Grand slam for Greater Edmonton.
Lucky Harms through the pack now. She's picked up 4 points. Morgan Mayhem getting hung up in the pack. She calls off the jam. And we've got a timeout for Edmonton. talk for just a moment about our featured charity this weekend, the Sally Santana Funds for the Homeless. The voice of the homeless in Kitsap County, Sally Santana is known for the community for her faith and values column that ran in the Kitsap Sun every other Saturday, and for the volunteer work she did, primarily in the areas of hunger and homelessness. She spent a good deal of her childhood and youth living in those conditions, and when she was able, she was dedicated to helping her neighbors and wider community. Help us honor this amazing woman and crusade she fought for. We challenge you to help us slaughter homelessness in Kitsap County. Please check out the booth set up right over there by the main doors and see what you can do to help out.
All right, and on that last jam, Morgan Mayhem managed to kind of whittle down that lead a bit. This is what Edmonton is going to have to do to get back into this game. That was a 12-4 jam point advantage for Edmonton. So keep chipping away 4 points, 8 points, and they should be able to close this gap. Currently, we're sitting Lilac City 147, Greater Edmonton 87.
That's why I skipped by that one. I did do that one. I hit everything on this page except for the beer garden.
Yeah.
Looks like we're just about ready to go here. That was the quietest gear check I've ever seen. It's like a ninja gear check or something like that going on. Track 1, ready to rock and roll. It's Lava City in yellow against Bellingham in black.
I think at halftime I'm going to go and get that fixed.
Yeah.
There's the first whistle of 1.
All right, so I guess Edmonton was looking for a back block penalty to be called, but no call stands, and we shall resume. We've got the Crusher on the line for the Pixies, up against Lemon Drop for Edmonton.
For Lava City, started getting screened off by Luna Chip.
And the Crushers picked up lead jammer for the Pixies.
Knocked out of bounds, has to recycle behind Luna Tick.
Lemon Drop recycled to the back of the pack.
But shakes 2 of them off and gets caught by Volatile.
The Crusher gets around Genosaurus Rex, and she's put a 5-point grand slam on the board for the Pixies. Total of 9 points on that jam for the Crusher. Timeout, no timeout, no timeout. I think we're going to continue. Molly Hatchett on the line for Edmonton, up against Irene Yonek for the Pixies.
Molly Hatchett trying to find that inside line, stumbles a bit. And Irene Yonek making it out with lead jam. Molly Hatchett hot on her quads. Irene Yonek deciding a better of it to just call off that jam.
Time for a re-rack.
So much better.
Genosaurus Rex on the line for Edmonton, up against Malicious Intent for the Pixies. Pixies with a blocker in the penalty box. MT Soul serving some time. Genosaurus Rex quickly busting through the pack, picks up lead jammer for Edmonton. Malicious Intent avoiding the hit from number 45, Ridiculous, and she's still up and going.
Looks like Ridiculous picking out the out of play penalty there. She's going to sit in the box as both jammers are through, both of them picking up 4 points each. Genosaurus Rex up on her toe stops, giving a bit of a scout.
Genosaurus Rex can't get around the Crusher so easily, and Malicious Intent passes her up, and so Genosaurus Rex decides to call it off.
So with 8 points for each team on that one, that was a bit of a wash. Currently sitting 164 for Lilac City, 95 for Greater Edmonton.
And we've got time for at least one more jam here. We've got Shelly Helly jamming against 2 Punk, for both jammers on the line for their first time this morning.
First time Shelly Helly's out there tonight. Really close, but it looks like 2 Punk gets the advantage and gets lead jam. Both jammers hit the back of that pack. Shelly Helly getting knocked to the inside.
2 Punk with some fancy footwork there, staying in bounds. Another 4 points.
4 points for each team on that one. 2 Punk didn't get it called off quite in time. Shelly Helly managed to make it through and pick up 4 of her own.
Molly Hatchet on the line for Edmonton, taking on the Crusher for Pixies. Crusher works her way quickly through the pack, picks up lead jammer for the Lilac City Pixies. And there goes Molly Hatchet breaking through as well. She's through on her initial pass.
And the Crusher calling it off, leaving Molly Hatchet. And Molly Hatchet picked up 2 points on that. And the Greater Edmonton has broken the century mark.
Woohoo! All right, we've got a 10-minute halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Get yourself some breakfast and be right back. Get back underway here. For the second period, we're going to do a quick rundown of the rosters again for you folks listening at home. The Lilac City Pixies are comprised of 000 MT Soul, number 357, Pistol the Peacemaker, number 5, Hole Puncher, number 126, Pulchritude Punk, number 13, Ginger Slap, number 17, Malicious Intent, number 25, Alley Oops, number 27, Feisty, number 5150, Lucky Harms, number 54, The Crusher, number 666, Slim Reaper, 007, Annihilate Her, 08 is Piranha, and 99, Irene Neck.
And for Greater Edmonton, we have 1113 P.O.'d Pippi, 13 Scream Soda, 01 Cookies and Scream at 24, Lemon Drop, 428 Kenny Chaos, 45 Ridiculous, 506 Molly Hatchet, 51 Punch Buggy, 55 Marilyn Monroe, 666 Shelly Helly, 75 Genosaurus Rex, 89 M-Ski Hammer, 911 White Poison, and MM9 Morgan Mayhem.
And right off the bat, we've got Lucky Harms picking up lead jammer for Lilac City. Ridiculous now through on her initial pass as well. Malicious Intent on her way to the penalty box. Lucky Harms gets around number 89, M-Ski Hammer, and she puts another 4 points on the board for the Pixies.
Ridiculous through picking up 4 points for Edmonton as well.
Lucky Harms gets knocked out of bounds and calls off the jam at the urging of her coach, Tim the Enchanter.
And there we go, 4 points for each team on that last jam. A little bit of a stronger start for Edmonton. It looks like they went off, regrouped, refocused, coming out to play the second half. It's not an insurmountable lead. It is going to be tough for them, but if they work at it, they could do it. Oh.
Yeah, looks like we've got Lucky Harms now in the penalty box. That's going to put Lemon Drop in a power jam, but the helmet cover was just passed. We've got Molly Hatchet now as your jammer.
So it looks like Molly Hatchet will go for this a full 2 minutes, picking up her first 5 points on that pass.
And she gets knocked to the inside, is going to get recycled back behind the crusher.
Actually, I apologize. It won't necessarily go for 2 minutes because Lucky Harms can come out and still get lead. But at least 1 minute, provided Molly Hatchet stays out of the box. That's 10 points for her so far on this jam. 4 on 4 for the blockers. Nice job by Molly Hatchet to skip around that hit, make another pass, another 5 big points.
Lucky Harms out of the box and into the pack.
Yeah, Lucky Harms definitely through the pack on her initial pass and picking up lead jam and calls it off as she approaches the pack, trying to pick up those last points, but didn't quite make it past anyone's hip. 0-0 on that last one. So Molly Hatchet picked up 19 points for the Edmonton Juniors on that last jam. Closing the gap, 176 for Lilac, 124 for Edmonton.
We've got Morgan Mayhem on the line for Edmonton up against Irene Yonek for the Pixies. Little hip bump from Irene to Morgan right off the line, and Morgan is up towards the front of the pack. Irene Yonek getting held up at the very back, but she's making her move. She's got one more to get past, and Irene Yonek is lead jammer for the Pixies. Morgan Mayhem having a tough time getting around Ginger Slap and Two Punk and Hole Puncher, but she's now through on her initial pass. Irene Yonek is deep inside the pack trying to work her way up to the front.
Yeah, Edmonton did a really good job of parting the seas to get Morgan Mayhem through, and Irene Yonek through once more, picking up a few more points and calling off the jam, but Morgan Mayhem pushing and picking up another 3 for Edmonton.
And we're setting up for the next jam. We've got Ridiculous on the line for Greater Edmonton up against Empty Soul for the Pixies. I think this is her first time jamming this morning.
That name kind of creeps me out. But there she goes around the outside, quickly through before they even hit turn 1, pick up lead jam. Ridiculous there. Not too far behind her, making it out.
Empty Soul trying to get around Genosaurus Rex, keeping her hands up, gets past her, and she calls off the jam, picking up 4 more points for the Pixies, holding Ridiculous to nada.
All right, we got Two Punk up against a Lemon Drop. And there goes the whistle.
Lemon Drop working her way towards the front of the pack, trying to stay in bounds.
And Lemon Drop makes it through with lead jam with Two Punk hot on her quads.
2 very, very fast jammers. Two Punk just busts right through that wall of Greater Edmonton blockers, puts 4 more points on the board. Lemon Drop still hung up behind Piranha and Ginger Slap.
And lemon drop getting called for the forearm. Looks like she left that arm extended, resting on someone's back for more than 3 seconds. That's going to send her to the box, giving the Pixies a power jam.
And Pulchritude Punk has already picked up 5 points on her last pass, and there's another 5-point grand slam on the board for Pulchritude Punk.
I'm liking what the Pixies are doing. It's they're not doing that a passive offense, more of a passive aggressive, where they'll sit there and then clear the pack to give 2 Punk room to get through.
Nice blocking by Ginger Slap, but she is going to go to the penalty box for that one for back blocking.
Kenny Chaos trying to make it through. It was two Punk was trying to call it off, but she does not lead. So this is going to go for the full 2 minutes.
Pulchritude Punk knocked to the inside again.
Shelly Helly just giving her the ride of her life out there.
And there's 5 more points for 2 Punk.
And lemon drop through the pack. 2 Punk did a good job of just quickly getting in there just before Shelly Helly dropped back far enough for the hips.
And that was a 29-point jam for 2 Punk and the Pixies. Taking Lilac City past the 200 mark, 213 to Edmonton's 131. We've got Morgan Mayhem on the line for Edmonton up against Malicious Intent for the Pixies. Oh, lots of stumbling, tripping on the track. Malicious Intent towards the front. She gets past Genosaurus Rex, and she's picked up lead jammer for the Pixies. Morgan Mayhem right behind her.
Got a bit of a jammer race and then a 4-on-1 pack advantage. Morgan Mayhem trying to call it off, but she got knocked out and spun right back in. Gets called for the cut track. Given, sorry, not Morgan Mayhem. Morgan Mayhem has the power jam.
Yep, Malicious Intent on her way to her way to the penalty box for cutting the track. She tried to jump the apex, but didn't quite pull it off. This is going to be a good chance for Edmonton to close that gap a little bit. Want to take advantage of every power jam possible.
There is 5 big points for the Edmonton Juniors Grand Slam.
We've got a 2-on-4 pack advantage to Edmonton. Very full penalty box for the Pixies.
Morgan Mayhem doing a nice job of dodging that hit, but she still kind of goes down, makes it through, picks up another 5 points for Edmonton. Spirit Fingers.
Jazz hands.
And the Lilac City Pixies do a nice job trying to speed up that pack. Morgan Mayhem pushing her way through those last 2 green blockers for another 5 big points. Of course, we've got no lead jam, so this would go for the full 2 minutes.
Malicious Intent gets out of the penalty box, puts 4 points up for the Pixies, and that's going to be the end of that jam.
And Morgan Mayhem picked up 25 points for the Edmonton Juniors on that last jam. Leaving the score at Lilac City Pixies 217, Greater Edmonton Juniors 156.
Shelly Helly on the line for Edmonton up against Empty Soul for the Pixies. Empty Soul gets knocked to the outside. Shelly Helly working her way to the front of the pack. She gets around Hole Puncher, and she's your lead jammer for Greater Edmonton.
It was a nice job by Edmonton in employing that bridge to make sure that their jammer got through, and they kept Empty Soul inside the pack. There's Empty Soul's initial pass. as Shelly Helly gets through for 4 big points, and Shelly Helly calls it off before Empty Soul could pick up any.
Edmonton definitely chipping away at the lead by the Pixies. They're up to 160 to 217, and we still have plenty of time for this to go either way. I've seen bigger leads lost on penalties before.
Right now we've got a 4-on-3 pack advantage with Molly Hatchett and Irene Your Neck out there as our jammers. Molly Hatchett through on the inside, picking up lead jam. Irene Your Neck having a bit of a problem with those 3 Edmonton blockers. She finally makes it through. As Molly Hatchett hits the pack, picks up a few quick points. Quick step through the outside, 4 big points for Edmonton. Irene Your Neck quick through 2 and 4 more points for Lilac City.
Both jammers in the pack right now. Irene Your Neck breaking out. She's put a 5-point grand slam on the board for the Pixies.
Yeah, Irene Your Neck kind of snuck up there without Edmonton noticing, and Molly Hatchett was stuck behind that green wall. But she's out with 4 points as Irene Your Neck gets through for another 4 for the Lilac City Pixies.
And again, we've got both jammers in the pack trying to work their way through. Irene Your Neck goes down at the back of the pack. Molly Hatchett now breaking through to the front. Both jammers right there. 5 points for Irene Your Neck. That's a grand slam. 4 for Molly Hatchett.
Molly Hatchett just casually stepping through there, but then hit that wall of green with Piranha throwing the hip out, and she gets stuck. Trying to find that outside, gets knocked to the inside by Ginger Slap. And that was the full 2 minutes.
What do you think out there, Edmonton fans? And what says you, Lilac City fans? They're a little more awake now in the second half.
Looks like we have an official challenge coming from Edmonton.
Time for a little sponsor lovin'. Sure Grip is the leading manufacturer of high-end and recreational roller skates and roller skate accessories. Since 1937, Sure Grip has been the foremost developer in roller skates, quad skates, inline skates, derby skates, hockey skates, roller skate bearings, and roller skate accessory technology made in the US of A. Check out Sure Grip's line of zombie wheels. All zombie wheels are made in the US of A. Zombie wheels featured anodized aluminum hubs for maximum durability and precise feel while maintaining rock-solid stability. This allows our unique urethane compounds to deliver all your power to the floor. Choose the zombie combination that fits your skating style and surface. I would just also like to point out that there are Girl Scout cookies on sale here today. It's what I call the breakfast of champions. Would you care for a cookie?
I would love a cookie, thank you.
It's never too early for Samoas.
All right, and don't forget later on today to check out the Pivot Star booth, pivotstar.com. Pivot Star creates clothing inspired by the kick-ass sport of women's roller derby. Alternative and athletic, sexy and tough, intelligent and all-female. Roller derby is inspiring and empowering for the women that play. Watch or strive to be on the track. Pivot Star captures the essence in its clothing design and aims to support the growing roller derby community. Real roller derby clothing, alternative athletic apparel. And I think we have a clarification on this challenge right now, do we?
Yes, we do. So Edmonton wanted to debate, thought that the Pixie Jammer should have been called for taking a knee to avoid a block. The referees decided that she was down on a knee because she was out of control, and therefore there was no call, and the no call stands. We've got Tupunk on the line for the Pixies up against Shelly Helly for Edmonton. Shelly Helly picking up lead jammer for Edmonton. Tupunk is right on her tail. Tupunk towards the front of the pack. She gets knocked to the inside.
P.O. Pippi getting called for the forearm. She's going to go sit in the box.
And Shelly Helly being sent to the penalty box for cutting the track. Power jam Pixies.
And
Tupunk picking up a 5-point grand slam.
And as Shelly Helly was the lead jam on that, this will go for the full 2 minutes. Had a lot of 2-minute jams on this in this game, as Tupunk makes it through 5 big points for the Pixies.
Tupunk into the pack again. She's up towards the front, knocked to the inside. Oh, and now Tupunk
getting called for the cut track, so she'll sit down. Shelly Helly will be released, and we'll have a power jam for Edmonton.
Shelly Helly trying to get around hole puncher. She's through, and she puts 4 points on the board for Edmonton.
Yeah, it looks like. I'm not going to call it because I'm not sure if that's what happened. It's not being signaled by the ref. Shelly Helly picking up another 2 points. And it looks like we had an illegal procedure hitting after the whistle on hole puncher. Ridiculous starting out on the jam line, 4-on-3 pack advantage for Edmonton. The Pixies jammer standing in the box, and Ridiculous makes it through a big hole on the inside, pick up lead jam.
And if my math is correct, which it's often not, it looks like Pixies missed fielding another blocker, a pivot actually. They failed to field a pivot, so they're going to be down a pivot for this entire jam. Tupunk now through the pack.
Oh, so it's 4-on-2 pack advantage for Edmonton. Ridiculous with lead. Gets through, picks up the 4 points, and calls it off. So that was a 8-0 jam for Edmonton. Slowly chipping away here. Score currently sits Lilac City Pixies 252, Greater Edmonton 191 as Empty Soul and Lemon Drop line up on the jammer line. And there we go, Lemon Drop trying to take that outside, trying to get bumped though, and being forced back. But she finds that inside line, makes it through, gets a lead jam for Edmonton. Empty Soul being recycled, but she also makes it through on the inside at the almost exact same spot. Lemon Drop fighting her way through on that scoring pass. One more blocker to make it past. Gets recycled to the back. as Empty Soul also gets knocked to the inside, forced to recycle. Lemon Drop calls off the jam. 3 points for the Pixies and 3 points for Edmonton.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, right after this bout on this track, I-5 Roller Girls taking on the Rocky Mountain Roller Punks. Next door, we've got right now Bellingham Roller Betties versus the Lava City Roller Dolls, and coming up after that, Foco Girls Gone Derby versus Sicktown. Action-packed weekend, don't go away. We've got Malicious Intent jamming for Lilac City up against Molly Mayhem. Morgan Mayhem, sorry about that. Malicious Intent has picked up lead jammer for the Pixies.
Malicious Intent getting knocked to the outside, almost stepping in, deciding to call off that jam. Ridiculous up against Annihilators. First time I've seen Annihilator on the line tonight.
And blink and you will miss her. She's a speed skater. She can bust through the pack. She will fly around the track.
Oh, I see what you mean. There she goes. Just finds that hole on the outside. Gets down that speed skating stance and just goes with lead jam. As Ridiculous is called to the box.
So we've got the Pixies in a power jam. Annihilator at the wheel.
Empty Soul doing a nice job clearing the Edmonton girls to the inside as Annihilator finds the outside, and 5 more points. Grand slam.
She's fast and she can take the hits. She's just gonna walk her way through the pack again. There's another 5 points on the board for the Pixies. And that's a 4th grand slam for Annihilator. 3-on-4 pack advantage to Edmonton, but that doesn't seem to matter much to Annihilator. Nice job by her blockers clearing a path for her. That's 5 grand slams. And she calls off the jam just as Edmonton's blocker comes out of the penalty box.
All right, we got Lemon Drop, number 24 for Edmonton, up against Lucky Harms, 51-50 for the Pixies. 4-on-3 pack advantage for Edmonton as one of the Pixies blockers sits in the box. That's Empty Soul.
Lemon Drop working her way towards the front of the pack. She gets past Irene Yonek, and she's picked up lead jammer for Edmonton. And there goes Lucky Harms through on her initial pass. Lemon Drop taking a bit of a whip off of Shelly Helly, and she gets through the pack. That's 4 points for Edmonton.
And Lucky Harms with the quick step onto the inside, just missing that hip check from Shelly Helly to also pick up 4 points. Shelly Helly being sent to the box. Oh, I missed the call. No, it looks like Shelly Helly got called for the cut track as Lemon Drop makes it through for another 4 big points for Edmonton.
Lucky Harms trying to get around Genosaurus Rex and Emsky Hammer, and she breaks through. Lemon Drop working on another scoring pass.
Getting knocked to the inside, being recycled right to the back there as Lucky Harms catches up and hits that pack. She's got a few Edmonton blockers to get through, though, as a Lemon Drop, another 5 big points for Lemon Drop on that one. Looks like she must have passed Lucky Harms on that last pass, so picks up the jammer lap point, even though Lucky Harms made it through and caught up with her.
Nice job avoiding the hit from Irene Yonek on that one, and Lemon Drop picks up another 4 points.
Lucky Harms getting a hard time in that pack, getting knocked to the outside. Lemon Drop through one more blocker to beat. Goes down, picks up that point, and calls off the jam. Lucky Harms picked up a 3 on that, so we had waiting for the calculation of the points. It looks like a 6-point advantage on that, 21-15 for the points on that last jam. That puts Greater Edmonton over the 200 mark, 297-218 for Lilac City Pixies.
Morgan Mayhem jamming for Edmonton, making quick work of the pack, but Annihilate her back on the jam line. She had a 25-point jam the last time, getting held up, but she's now through the 3 wall of Edmonton blockers, and here comes Morgan Mayhem into the pack.
Nice job by Morgan Mayhem holding that one skate on the inside line and not going out. Annihilator just annihilating her way through that pack, busting it up, picking up 4 points for Lilac City Pixies. Again, Morgan Mayhem picking that inside line, holding strong, picking up 4 points for Edmonton. Annihilator trying to fight her way past Shelly Helly. Shelly Helly giving her a rough ride. Feisty coming and taking out PO'd Pippi, trying to help Annihilator get through as Morgan Mayhem comes around the outside. 5 big points for the Edmonton Juniors. Shelly Helly once again knocking Annihilator to the outside, drawing her back as Morgan Mayhem. Another 5 big points. A grand slam, Morgan Mayhem.
And Annihilator is working to get past Shelly Helly. And there she goes. She's through the pack. That's 4 more points on the board for the Pixies, followed immediately by 4 more points for Morgan Mayhem and Greater Edmonton.
And Coach Lime indicating that Morgan Mayhem should keep going in hopes that Edmonton's defense can keep Annihilator in the pack. Didn't quite work. Annihilator made it through. Morgan Mayhem gets knocked to the outside on turn 3 and calls off the jam. It was a really strong jam by the Edmonton Juniors there, both offensively and defensively. Morgan Mayhem doing a nice job pushing her way through, and her teammates doing a great job holding back Annihilator, who is quite the strong jammer, like with pushing her way through and just powering through those walls.
And it's interesting how their coaching staff decided to save her from jamming until the second period. We're in the middle of a team timeout for Lilac City, so we'll pay some bills. Check out Flat Track Revolution. FTR is run by Ringer and Slavia Majora out of Oakland, California and Portland, Oregon. Ringer and Slavia are both skaters and total derby freaks and design geeks. Fueled by their 2 passions, they created FTR to revolutionize derby apparel. FTR is working on changing the face of derby apparel by offering cutting-edge designs that skaters, fans, and people who just like cool stuff will enjoy. FTR is also interested in helping the greater derby community through charitable works for skaters injured in the line of derby. If you or someone you know has suffered a catastrophic derby injury, please contact us for more details.
And here we go, timeout over. Irene Unek up against Ridiculous. You know, both jammers having a bit of a hard time getting through that pack, but it looks like Irene Unek, one last blocker to beat. Didn't quite do it. Gets knocked to the inside. Recycled back. Only one. Holds that inside line. Gets through. Picks up lead jam. Ridiculous, though. Hot on her quads. Ginger slap using a bit of a distraction, trying to clear out that line as Genosaurus Rex knocks down Hole Puncher. Allowing Ridiculous through. Irene Unek with 4 points. Ridiculous with 4 as Irene Unek hits the pack for yet another scoring pass. 1 foot, almost making it past number 13. Scream Soda. Scream Soda doing a nice job pushing her out. Ridiculous avoiding the big hit by Hole Puncher through with 5 big points. She gets the grand slam, and Irene Unek going off for a cut track that will give Ridiculous the power jam.
Another good opportunity for Edmonton to close that gap. We've got about 2.5 minutes left. Power jam will definitely help Edmonton at this time. These girls are trying very hard to be very careful and not commit any more penalties. Games can very easily be won or lost due to penalties. A Hole Puncher now being sent to the penalty box.
She has called for the out of play major, getting a little bit more than 20 feet up ahead and still engaging. And with Irene Unek still in the penalty box, Lemon Drop is going to line up there on the jammer line as the lone jammer for Edmonton and a 4-on-2 pack advantage. With a little bit less than 2 minutes left to go, we've got Lilac City Pixies 317, Greater Edmonton 262. It would take a lot of work to close that gap up and pull off the win, but Edmonton's going to try their hardest to do it as Lemon Drop makes her way through. Lead Jam coming up on her scoring pass. Quick through on the inside, 5 big points for Greater Edmonton. Irene Unek out of the penalty box on her initial pass. Being forced, recycled back to the back of the pack. It looks like Genosaurus Rex being called for the forearm on that hit. In the meantime, Edmonton picks up another 5 big points. Lemon Drop just skating her heart out there. 10 points so far on this jam. Irene Unek making it through on her initial pass. As Lemon Drop squeezes through another 4 big points for the Edmonton Juniors. Shelly Helly trying to lay the hip on Irene Unek. Clips her skate and gets called for the low block. She's going to sit in the box. That now gives the Pixies a 4-on-2 pack advantage as Irene Unek is coming up and a Lemon Drop calls off the jam. 18-4 score differential on that last jam for Edmonton, closing the gap. And we got a timeout so that we can get one last jam in on this one. Current score 321 for Lilac City Pixies, 280 for the Greater Edmonton Junior. 41-point gap. Can they do it in one jam? It is possible. I take this opportunity right now to talk about the Smack Shack. It looks like we've got someone sitting over in their booth right now. The Smack Shack is Tacoma's full roller derby retail store located on Mildred. The Smack Shack offers a wide array of products from skates to clothing. The Smack Shack has it all. They also offer skate repair and wheel regrooving. Check out their products page and take a look for yourself at some of the items they offer. Call the store today, 253-565-0211, or better yet, stop by at 2073 Mildred Street, Faircast, Washington, or come see their booth here today.
All right, we've got 2Punk on the line up against Morgan Mayhem for most likely the last jam. 2-on-4 pack advantage to the Pixies here.
Greater Edmonton giving some love to that pivot line. Morgan Mayhem getting stuck behind that wall. Punk hitting that wall of 2 up front, and she's going to make it up, pick up lead jam. Morgan Mayhem getting knocked out and recycled to the back. Punk also having the same happen on her scoring pass. Punk through, picking up 4 big points and calling off the jam. And that is the game. Unofficial score, 325-280. Let's give it up for all these juniors. That was one heck of a game that they just played. I want to thank Miss Mouth for joining me today. I'm Dick Pounder, and I will be around all weekend.
Yes, we will. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, coming up next on this track, we have got I-5 Roller Girls versus the Rocky Mountain Roller Punks. So don't go away. More hard-hitting junior roller derby action. Come on down to the track and give these girls a high five. We're going to wait for the official score. Lilac City Pixies taking their victory lap. Give them a high five. And it is official, ladies and gentlemen, 325-280. Give it up for the Lilac City Pixies. And they really did great job putting points on the board second period. Give it up for the Greater Edmonton Junior Roller Derby Association.